Hi, I am going to talk to you today about a question that I get a lot, and that is, does it hurt to walk on a prosthetic leg? Now, the answer is yes and no, but what do I mean? Well, it's not like putting on your shoes and then when you've got a good fitting pair of shoes that you forget about them. It's not like that at all. It is an ever-changing, ever-evolving thing. So sometimes I'll be walking along and all is fine and dandy. Sometimes it will hurt. The further on through the day, the more tired I get, the more it hurts. Sometimes I can sit down and then stand back up again and it wasn't hurting before and now it does. Sometimes I have to take it off and adjust it. In fact, today I've probably taken it off to adjust it at least half a dozen times. I also have to carry a big pile of stuff. So I've got a whole load of these little short socks that I cut down to fit inside the socket. And I will use more and more of them as the day goes on. I've currently got one on, and this is the temporary socket that I was given last week. And I started the day without any socks and I've finished the day with one sock. I imagine in a few days' time I'll be using more. I've also got the long socks, which you also have to have, and the thin socks. And I always have a towel because I often have to adjust and change the liner. So let me just show you what I mean. Hang on a second. So I adjust this very, very regularly during the day. And I'm just going to show you what's happened. I adjusted it about an hour ago. So if you look, it starts to get all loose and slides around. I'm just going to show you what I mean. So we'll take this down and look, all of this is all slid down. Look at that. So I'm just going to look, that is not my leg. That much is how much the liner has slid down my leg. That much. So I constantly have to change it and adjust it and move it and dry it and slide it up and all of that sort of jazz. This liner isn't working quite as well for me as the previous ones. This one I was given on Friday and it is a bit firmer, but it slides down a lot more than the other ones. I'm not sure why that is. The other ones I never had this problem with. I had the outside layer would slide down. So the liner goes on, which is that. So I've now put it on and it's now on properly. Then I've got to put the socks on. I might try 2 socks now. And then you put the leg on. And I do that regularly throughout the day. At the moment, it feels a little bit uncomfortable. Sometimes when I put it on, I have to take it off and adjust it and put it back on. And I don't even know what it is that's different. So yeah, it's a bit of maintenance goes on when you've got a body part that's not attached. And a lot of people, I think, imagine you just put the leg on, stroll off down the street, and that's the end of that. But it's not. I've always got this bag of stuff with me all the time. And we're always adjusting and changing and all of that all the time, even when I've got a leg that fits well. This one, I don't like this one quite as much as I liked the previous one. The last one that Ryoji made was Ace. I loved it. This one, not so much. And there's no way of knowing which way it's going to be. Sometimes you'll have good legs, sometimes you'll have not so good legs. And that's just it. It's just slightly rubbish. I've got 2 legs at the moment, the old one and this one, which is the plastic temporary socket. And they've both got the same sort of foot and ankle, but they don't feel the same at all. And I don't know why that is either. So yeah, so that's what I mean. Does it hurt to walk on a prosthetic? Yes and no. Most of the time, no. Sometimes, yes. Sometimes the no can change to yes in a flash. Sometimes the yes can change to no in a flash. I believe it's something that just is. And there's not a whole heap you can do about it. And that's just what you've got as the sucky part of having a detachable body part. And the other thing that I also want to add, in the morning is always rubbish. So when I've been lying down in bed, even if I wear a shrinker or don't wear a shrinker, when I've been lying down in bed and I get up and I put the leg on, it's always ow, 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 ow. You know, like a brand new pair of high heels. And I have to walk around the house for 10 minutes, well, limp around the house for 10 minutes, and then it settles down and then it's fine. And then I'm strolling around and it's fine. And that happens every morning. And I do not know why. And it doesn't seem to matter what I do the night before. It just happens. And I think it's just because your legs got to be used to the compression, and the volume changes during the day because of the compression. So if you imagine constantly squeezing something, of course it's going to get smaller. That's how the people that wear those stupid crazy corsets end up with tiny waists. It's exactly the same thing. So yeah, does it hurt to walk on a prosthetic? Yes and no, and kind of, and not always, and yeah. But I hope that's kind of enlightened you somewhat as to what it's like when you don't own both your feet. So yeah, if anybody's got any other questions for me, no matter how silly you think they are, just flick them over. I am more than happy to answer them. Anyway, have a lovely evening.